ओके, अब शायद वो ठीक हो जाए, मुझे ना पता नहीं है। इसलिए कहते हैं तो ग्रीन ग्रीन सेवन, लेकिन मैं भी नहीं समझ रही हूँ क्या है क्या नहीं है, और पता नहीं है क्या करूँ मैं क्या ना करूँ। बस अभी हम लोग क्विज करते हैं सीधा। Fish chicken soup obviously। हाँ ठीक होगी, मैंने देख लिया
Chicken
मोबाइल।
soup. Good job.
Good job, you are not your students। हम क्विज में बैठे हैं। Peanut butter bread। Peanut butter bread। Okay।
Peanut butter bread. Try to guess this food by emojis.
ये क्या होता है? Croissant, इनको आता है ना कुछ कुछ।
Keyboard is too ugly. Mom, I don't want this iPad anymore.
Here, let me download Vivi Keyboard.
Croissant,
That'll make your
croissant,
Croissant. A French pastry in a crescent shape.
yep, मैंने खा चुकी हूँ।
What's represented here?
Steak egg, bacon egg भी हो सकता है, इसलिए bacon egg ज़्यादातर अंग्रेज लोग खाते हैं, हो सकता है।
It's steak and eggs. I'm so proud of you.
Yes,
Exercise your memory. Remember the positions of 6 emojis.
ठीक है, हमें remember नहीं होता इसलिए।
So, can you inform Dino where the croissant emoji is hiding?
ये 6 में था, 6 में था मुझे लगता है, इसलिए मुझे ज़्यादा याददाश्त कमज़ोर है।
Surprise! Croissant emoji is hiding in number 3. Which food comes to mind?
ये ब्रेड कट,
Bread pudding. 1 point for
ये
you.
मैंने कभी देखा नहीं है तो मैं क्यों कैसे बताऊँ।
What food do you think these emojis are hinting at?
I don't know, this is hard।
It means cereal.
ये रियल है, इसका नाम क्या? चिकन waffle,
Chicken and waffles.
एंड यार ये लोग तो चीटिंग कर रहा, ऐसा करते कि मिला के एक बन जाए, भी लोग दो ही
How
रखते हैं।
about this one?
सीरी में टेम्परेचर,
Oatmeal is the right answer.
oatmeal, ये तो एक ही का ही नाम है, कौन सा फर्स्ट में आया?
Can you name the food shown in these emojis?
बैग गोल, पॉज कर सकते हैं। चलो मैं इसको छोड़ के रिबल्स क्यों नहीं कर लेते हैं, रिबल्स ही है मुझे पता है। रिबल्स इन उर्दू,
चलिए अब पहली पहेली से शुरुआत करते हैं। एक टोकरी में 10 सेब हैं और उन्हें आपको अपने 10 दोस्तों में इस तरह बांटना है कि सभी दोस्तों को एक एक सेब मिले।
Inspector Lewis found the footage of a fancy dinner where a famous actress was almost poisoned. He analyzed the video and came to a quick conclusion of who was the culprit. Take a look at the image. Can you figure out who tried to poison the celebrity?
मुझे लगती है सेकंड वाली, नहीं हाँ सेकंड वाली, उसके साइड में पोर्शन भी पड़ा हुआ है।
The picture clearly shows that the second lady was the culprit. You see, the lady decided to wear gloves so she wouldn't get poison on her hands and poison herself. Besides, if you were to poison someone, you would have to make the food look presentable. And if you take a look at the First Lady's soup, It looks pretty terrible. Alex needed to in the middle of the night. He walked fast until out of nowhere a hooded man came up to him and knocked him out. The next day, Alex went to the closest police station to file a report. When he got there, the police were interrogating 3 suspects, Ben, Michael, and Bernie. The detective gave each of them a marker and asked them to write down their names. As soon as they finished, he arrested the right person. How did the officer know who to arrest?
Why did the officer know who to arrest? इसलिए कि फर्स्ट टाइम छुपा रहे वो सोच जाते हैं
The theft was all that random, after all. Alex was hit from the right side, so the police were trying to figure out who was left-handed. And among these 3 guys, the only left-handed one is Bernie. On a moonless night, Mary decides to watch a horror movie before going to bed. She passes out on her couch, and the next thing she knows, she wakes up in a haunted castle. She hears screeching sounds and screams all over the place. She walks carefully to the kitchen, where she finds 3 suspicious meals ready to be eaten. Take a look at the plates. Can you help Mary figure out which of these plates is poisoned?
Which of these plates is poison? Poison हम मीट कर सकते हैं और ये प्राइस इस ठीक है.
So, the french fries look relatively okay. The cake has a spider climbing on top of it. But hey, it's protein, right? But the meat, oh, the meat has a strange liquid coming out of it. That's the one that's probably poisoned. The airport police are having a lot of trouble these days. Many convicts escape prison and are trying to leave the country as fast as they can. Take a look at this image. You gotta figure out ASAP who the fugitive is.
मुझे लगता है ये ग्लासेस वाला है
It's the lady on the right. Although the woman in the wanted poster is blonde, she must have dyed her hair brown to try to get through security. Her lips and freckles are exactly the same as in the picture. Something weird happened to Johnny's wedding day. He was busy tackling to rule out which of... She planned on poisoning one of his meals, since she was the one that always prepared the food. One day, she cooked the same piece of meat for both of them. She cut it in half, ate her share, and gave him the other part. After he ate it, he started to feel really bad and was taken to the hospital. The question is, how did Jane manage to survive while Brendan got sick?
मुझे लगता है कि उसकी साइड में उसने है ना ये पोइजन डालने को कुछ नहीं.
Jane put poison on one side of the knife, which was the piece she gave Brendan. Take a look at this image. Who do you think is being more careless here?
ये मतलब कि सामने वाली.
It's the girl on the right. She's almost falling out of the boat. She's
तभी होगी ना कभी वो सीधा होगी वो आगे सीधा नहीं.
And what about in this image? Who do you think is being irresponsible here?
ये कौन सा फर्स्ट वाला?
Let's see. It's the person on the right. The snake is too close to her face. It could hurt her, while the crocodile is simply interested in the meal the man is feeding him. An old lady was shopping at the mall when she saw something strange. She looked at a woman all dressed in orange at the cashier and shouted that she was seeing a prisoner that must have just escaped from prison. The woman in orange felt really confused, called the police, and got the old lady kicked out of the mall. What exactly happened here?
What happened here? ये collection था उसको लगती है चोर है.
The woman was dressed in orange overalls. It was just a fashion trend, but the old lady mistook it for prison clothing. In a parallel reality where humans, witches, and all types of beings coexist, Jenny and Lawrence were playing hide and seek. They were inside a huge old mansion. Jenny spent hours looking for her friend until she stepped inside the study. There were footprints up until the middle of the room, and then they disappeared. The only window of the room was open. Take a look at the picture. Can you figure out what happened here?
Yeah, what happened here? डाकू आया और वो गोद लेकर चला गया होगा।
Lawrence was a shapeshifter. This explains why the footprints didn't reach the window. Plus, look at the bird food on the floor. He probably shapeshifted into a bird and escaped. Katie got lost in the desert. She walked for hours when suddenly she came across a huge oasis. But to reach the main waterfall where she could drink some water, she had to cross a bridge. There were 3 bridges leading to the same place. The first bridge was far from the ground, and its rope looked like it could rip at any second. The second bridge had some hungry-looking alligators crawling on it. The last bridge stood above a lake full of poisonous water plants. Which bridge should she choose? The last one. The bridge stands above a poisonous lake, but she won't touch the water when crossing it. A group of friends rented a fancy villa for vacation, right on the seaside. When they arrived, the hostess offered them cake and drinks. They chatted and ate the delicious cake, when suddenly 2 of them started to feel really bad. They were immediately taken to the hospital, and the doctor said they found poison in their bodies. Take a look at the image. How did the other 2 friends survive after eating the cake?
कोई उसका दुश्मन आया तो उसने उसकी ही पीस में कोई रखा होगा और क्या होगा?
That's easy. The poison wasn't in the cake. The poison was on the drinks the hostess served them. If you look closely, the friends that felt sick drank what the hostess offered them, and the others didn't. Oh my! Mark, Gray, and Livia are doing terribly financially. So they walked into a local supermarket looking for the cheapest thing to buy. One of them was planning on stealing something. But hey,
Wait, guys. वैसे गाइस मैंने आप लोगों को बोला था मैं अपना कैमरा सीख के लाऊंगी, पर मेरा अभी भी नहीं हो रहा है वो, पता नहीं मेरे इसमें कुछ मसला आ गया तो इसलिए वो नहीं हो रहा। पता है मैं क्या करूँ, मैं सिर्फ माइक से बातें किया करूँगी, लाइव की लाइव कब क्या करूँगी तब तो वो आएगा मेरा मुंह।
can you figure out who just stole something?
मुझे लगता है ये प्राइड वाला।
It was Livia, the little girl. She's hiding something in her shirt pocket. Can you see?
That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like.
Mason is moving to a new town. On the way, he makes a stop at the local gas station. He wants to pay for gas and snacks, but his red leather wallet is missing. Mason interrogates 3 people standing nearby. Ashley says that she didn't touch Mason's stuff. Both of her hands were full of sandwiches. Lily says she was taking selfies for her social media. And the cashier, Xavier, said that he didn't notice any red wallets. Mason knows for sure who's the thief. What about you?
Cashier? ये सेल्फी वाली।
Take a look at Ashley's sandwiches. She hid Mason's wallet between 2 pieces of bread.
और ये क्या बात है, मेरे सारे हालत हो रहे हैं।
Mason exposes the thief and continues on his journey. He gets hungry and goes to a diner. But immediately, Mason feels something off about this place. Something's completely wrong with one of these 3 waiters. Which one?
अच्छा ये कैसे बेटी को देखो दांत वैम्पायर की जैसे हैं। ये टीफन चाहिए।
The lady on the left has wolf teeth, and she doesn't wear any badge on her uniform, so it makes sense to stay away from her.
ये अपनी बात है।
Mason arrives at the town late at night. He parks his car and looks around. Suddenly, Mason notices an unconscious lady on the ground. He calls the police and an ambulance. They arrive very quickly. Meanwhile, the lady comes to her senses, but she finds out that all her money is missing. The police have 3 suspects, Mason and 2 other pedestrians, Noah and Mike. Who's the thief?
नोवा पहले से यहाँ बैठा तो इसमें मुझे उस पे शक हो रहा है।
Take a look at the ground. There are 2 types of footsteps leading to the place where the lady is lying. One of them belongs to her, and the other one was left by Mason. There are 2 parallel straight lines left by a wheelchair. So the thief must be Mike. The next day, Mason meets his neighbors. It's an elderly couple, Ralph and Glenda. They have just finished building a fancy new house. The house looks beautiful, and they invite their 3 grandchildren over to have a look at their work. It takes 1 day for one guy and 2 girls to break several windows, knock down the fence, remove the decorations, and ruin the roof. But the retired couple doesn't mind. They just smile looking at the teenagers. Can you figure out why?
इसलिए कि पुराना घर था।
The grandparents made a gingerbread house and invited their grandchildren to enjoy it. Dinner time, Mason enters a local restaurant. 2 tables are occupied, but this is not a regular boring restaurant. One of these families belongs to the mafia. Can you guess which one?
मैं सोचती हूँ मतलब तो सेकंड, इसलिए कि उसकी टेडी बियर के साथ देखो मनी है।
Take a closer look at the second family. The daughter holds a teddy bear that's stuffed with dollars. Mason decides to go to another place instead. He takes a look at these 2 tables and spots the mafia family right away. What about you?
Mafia second, the first, second.
It's the first family. The father has a red laser dot at the level of his heart. A sniper is aiming at him.
Don't lie. You've been thinking you look like someone famous. Time to find out. Yo, trying to see which celeb...
Mason switches restaurants again. 2 tables are occupied by innocent-looking families. Yet again, one of these groups belongs to the mafia. Can you guess which one?
First, second. First है।
Take a look at the second table. The father is hiding a gold bar in his menu.
Oh.
The next morning, Mason goes to check out the local pool. Can you spot an undercover cop among these people?
क्या है बकवास?
They hang out together, and both guys fall in love with Anna. They want to hike.
गंदी बातें कर
In any case, the snake's on the ground. It belongs to a witch. She says the guys must solve the riddle if...
ये बहुत गंदा है। हम केवल कर सकते हैं।
Look at this picture. There's something wrong here. Can you figure out what it is?
क्या है?
Most wristwatches are made with the crown on the right side. Detective Harris has come to investigate a new case. A car crashed into a restaurant window, smashing it. There are 2 suspects, Julie and Douglas, but each of them claims it's the other person who did it. Can you figure out who's lying?
मुझे लगता है कि ये फर्स्ट बंदा है।
It's Julie. The tire tracks on the ground belong to her car.
Yay!
At 9 a.m., Ethan got a call from his friend, an owner of a large business. The man said that a very important document had disappeared from his office. It had been on his desk the evening before, but now it was nowhere to be found. Ethan immediately went there to question his friend's employees. Soon, he had 3 suspects. Walter said he had spent the previous evening at the movies. Joan had dinner with her friends, and Zachary visited an art gallery. It didn't take Ethan long to understand who was lying. Do you know it too?
ठीक है। ये मुझे लगता है फर्स्ट।
It was Walter. His ticket isn't torn. It means he didn't enter the movie theater. Look at these prehistoric people. Who is from the future?
फ्यूचर से ये फोर्थ वाला कौन सा मास्क टाइप स्केलेटन का
It's one of the guys carrying water. He's holding a flashlight. Cheryl was reading a book, but she was careless and accidentally tore out pages 7, 8, 100, 101, 333, and 334. How many pages will she have to fix?
मतलब इतने सारी
Just 4. 7 and 8, as well as 333 and 334, are different sides of one page. Olivia called the police. She told them someone had broken into her house, tied her up, and taken all her money and valuables. When the officers arrived, the entrance door was open, and Olivia was indeed tied to a chair. And still, the detectives didn't believe her story. Why?
इसलिए उसने कॉल कैसे किया उसने कॉल ऐसे किया ना कि वो उठ के
If the girl was tied, how did she manage to call the police? Gemma returned from Asia and brought a precious porcelain figurine. She organized a party and invited all her friends to tell them about her journey. They had a great time, but after her friends left, the woman realized the figurine had disappeared.
Oh no!
She called the police and showed them the photos she had taken at the party. One of the officers immediately realized who had stolen the figurine. Do you understand it too?
ये रेड वाला लड़का कौन सा ये कौन सी ब्लैक कलर की लड़की है ऐसी तो भी
It
कर
was
लेती
Emma. She hid the figurine under her hat. Look at these 4 matchstick patterns. Which one is different from the rest?
थर्ड है
It's pattern number 3. In all others, you can find 2 rectangles, but this one forms just one. One scientist needed volunteers for his experiments, and 2 friends, William and Oliver, needed money. And since the scientists promised the experiments were going to be harmless, they agreed to participate. But in reality, the scientists planned to test the volunteers' reaction to different poisons. First, he trapped the guys in his lab. Then he separated them and locked them in different rooms. William and Oliver could only escape if they joined their efforts. Unfortunately, the scientist was extremely cautious. The guys didn't see each other. One of them could only use the bathroom only in the evening, and the other only in the morning. And still, in a couple of days, the
उनको
guys
ऐसा लग
managed to
रहा
get away.
है
How did they do it?
चलो गाइस आज की वीडियो हम इतना ही तो आज का वीडियो नहीं बाय बाय